You let them wrist on live. Okay, that's another thing I gotta do. I gotta go back and we do all on tags.
Live?
All those live?
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah.
Still YouTube, man. You know what I mean? We just chop it up, man. Feel this the boss's round table. You know what I mean? Just chop it up. Feel me? That's what you use too.
You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share. All that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, we just had Robbie Lynn on the Godcast.
Yeah,
we went to go one, so we still up here. We just decided to go right now. We just back off that.
What really sparked the conversation back up was because she came from a mortuary family.
Am I on the screen?
Yeah, you want to take a point away. Because man looked like he was scared for his life, y'all. I'm making that to a meme, I swear I am, but no. So, so we was here talking about, you know what I'm saying, her being, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, coming from a mortuary background, and we got on the whole meaning of life and things of that nature. So we kind of have, you know what I'm saying, like a different perspectives on it, and we thought it'd be really, really dope conversation that we want to bring it all in, So
meaning of life. The meaning of life is the question that I'm building on, but people tell me that they can't control it, so they don't care. Sometimes people say, I never would know the answer to that. Maha Selassie, like, that was he's got the type of personality that I might ask about meaning of life, because he seems wise and thinks like about those. But he told me that he really, he doesn't know it, so, and he won't never find the answer to it, so maybe don't waste time on it. Should we waste time on trying to figure out the meaning of life? I think for some, it's for some to I wouldn't feel like it's a waste of time. Because, you know, it's some people out there that can find certain things or certain answers, and you know what I'm saying, other people can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people, we have scientists that study certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like for somebody to go on here and just ponder the meaning of life, their whole life, they're gonna find some shit out.
So I want to answer that too. What will they find? See, so I feel like if you sit back and, like, for instance, let's say, let's think about the NBA for example, right? The NBA before they had a shot clock, you feel me? You can hold the ball the whole game, right? It's not the most entertaining thing ever, but the thing about you is literally thinking like that is what's going on. Like, I'm gonna sit here and never shoot this ball. I'm never gonna evolve by stay stuck there. So there has to be a certain part of you that still goes on, but you still always just ponder and just wonder. Like, that's what you have a brain for, bro. To just wonder and think of these different anomalies that could happen.
Say, okay, so what makes something more alive? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's more alive, but it might be. I don't know, man. I can't judge. Like, because you know what I mean? Because a plant is alive, and a dog is alive, and a fish is alive, and we are alive. So, what makes a plant is alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah. A plant is alive.
Yeah, I gotta ask.
I guess it's growing. I mean, is that alive? Alive?
So what?
A plant? Can you kill a plant, right?
Yeah.
But I think you're calling it killing. Would you what? I mean, you're saying a plant.
You stop it as growth.
So you saying the plant is not alive?
You can kill it.
I mean, what is alive?
That's what I'm trying to ask.
Well,
that's my question.
I know it is, but if you're saying is a plant alive, and I'm not giving you the automatic yes answer to that question.
Okay.
Well, because I'm questioning your question with the same question that you're saying.
I got an answer though.
What's your answer?
So I have an answer, right? So to me, I like etymology, right? So like the, you know, like the whole words, right? So lively, right? Life come from life, right? So when you think of life, right? And we're comparing life. So me being intelligent being, me surmising that I'm alive, right? So then I can only use my own interpretation to gauge if something is alive or not. It's like my personal understanding of what life is to me. So my life to me is me seeing me grow. Like I remember when I was little, I'm not the same height anymore. I grew. So that would be a characteristic of something that's lively, something that's alive. I'm seeing it grow, right? Another thing of me seeing life would be life dying. I've seen life die. I've seen it once it's dead, it doesn't move anymore.
What did you see?
So I seen a dead person that was once growing, no longer growing anymore. They're now withering away in the box.
What is that?
So if we're talking about life and death, then that would be that determination of what death is. That would be death.
So
you saying?
I'm gonna sum it all up.
You saying life is movement?
And death is something that
Cease
don't
to
move.
exist.
Let me ask you this: does a car move?
Yeah.
Right.
It does.
Yeah.
Can a car die?
Can it?
Yes.
Can it? A
Yes.
car can die?
Yes.
I don't think a car can die. A battery can. A
I
battery
think it was semantics.
can-
Right.
That's semantics right there.
But can a car? Can the car shell die?
Can it shell?
Yes. Can the car die? Can the car die? The answer to the
The
question
car died.
is no.
Everybody has used that. So you saying no one has used the sentence my car died. And that's not a part of our everyday.
It is, but
Life.
I would think that something has to have a physical soul. I mean, not a physical soul, but a soul, in order to
die. So you're
a
saying
car,
Okay.
a
Okay.
car.
I'm on that street with you now.
So what I'm saying is like,
A plant does have a soul, but you're trying to tie in.
no, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say death and nothing dies, because I'm trying to tell you that a car does move. And so does these lamps and this TV screen.
Well, I said growth was mine. Like y'all put it in the move. I said growth. I see myself. In the
I'm not trying to say nobody's wrong.
No.
This is what my-
no, okay. Your definition is just growth.
Well, but let me finish my point. Your body is just as much as a shell as the car that moves is. But when a person abandons the car no longer moves. But the car isn't dead. The car is just void of a driver. And your body is the same way. Your body is nothing more than a car. Your soul is the driver, and your soul leaves this for another car, shell. And so therefore the dead that you see ain't even real. You just see a car with no driver. And it's just sitting there. But the same car used to drive up and down the street, but now it's not. Because there's no one to drive it. And that's the same thing with your shell in your body. So I try to say is life ain't real and neither is death. Because it's only a
Well, then, so then, like, I mean,
I think I say that. I'll change
that was an amazing way of doing it. So like, where do the passengers go?
I don't know.
So are you? So what?
I mean, the Bible, I wonder these things all the time.
Hey, okay.
I'm trying to figure out what you said. That was hard. I got some shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
soul is alive.
That was hard.
Possibly. But the soul could be a vehicle.
Oh my God.
Ain't nobody come out of that. Your soul is come out of that. So it's just, I don't know. It could be never ending. It's infinite possibilities with it, but
That was,
yeah.
So you think? Do you think I'm gonna have song?
I think so.
What about play?
It's possible.
So
tap in everything.
what about?
I don't know.
Because the dance is another day. You can't get them.
I don't know. I mean, none of us do. But
Right,
that's
yeah.
the cool thing about
Yeah.
it all, though. But it's not. It's the frustrated. But I was trying to find out what I'm really supposed to be doing.
So how do you know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing?
You don't.
What do you mean?
You don't. But I want to.
Because it comes down to who determines that.
Well, you are right.
Yeah.
You really right. You know?
Because yeah, like if you go off and just live your life passionate, then you gotta be close to what God intended for you. Like if you're doing things that is like you feel in the world background, just like when we did before, when like you know what I'm saying, like you gave me the same advice and then you gave it right back to me, bro. You feel me? Like a true brother don't do it.
Is the mic on? You got a mic?
Yeah.
Not really, but I'm sharing you.
But yeah, so like that to me be the confirmation, man. Like to me, like I feel like everything is connected. So I feel like there's always some deeper meaning to things that leads me to believe that there is a meaning to life. There is some intelligent design behind all the fabrics of life. Because I can't tell you, like literally, how many times like it just be a coincidence like that's been through my life where it doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense. You know what I mean? I remember in school, I remember them saying, if you want to get you a nice girl, whatever, or someone said that to whatever, like be the person that you want to be with. You know what I mean? Like be, like if you want to be a trustworthy motherfucker, like
Yeah.
if you want to be a trustworthy motherfucker, you be a trustworthy motherfucker. If you want to be with a person that's like that, you be like that first. And then you will be on that frequency to meet that girl that you're supposed to be with.
Well, what about let's talk about relationships for a second.
Okay.
So we all probably been in relationships for whatever reason, right? The woman that we was with was like going off on us. Maybe like, you know, it was like hard to be in that relationship, right? You felt like it was crazy. But what do you think about the relationship with your woman mirrors the relationship that you got with the Creator?
So I'm saying like dysfunction.
If you got a dysfunctional relationship, like the Most High have your woman treat you how you treat him. You know? And if it's always complaining, which a lot of people do to the Most High about their situation, it's unnecessarily perspective driven and not considering the people who got, like, the thing that you want, right? It's the thing that you want. You may have more of it than someone else,
Right.
but you're not even satisfied damn near, or not. I ain't gonna say satisfied. Satisfied is a bad word to me, almost.
But
So
I think you're supposed to want more.
You do, but complaining about what you don't have is the problem,
Right.
because you got enough. Like, be thankful for what you got instead of trying to, like, just want so much more that you're not thankful for what you got. It's an insult, man. It's fucked up.
So, like the term is, feel me, like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, right? Because you already have possession of this one bird. You already got enough for you, but you gonna want the two out there that you can't even reach. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of what we get into. And I mean, and I want to say that like we are just babies and products of our environment, man. Like I mean, we jokingly said everything's a commercial, but it really is, man. Like we are put right in front of that TV when like we young, and then nowadays so you got kids that are just sitting there having TikTok, and then in between that is commercial. Every fourth swipe on your screen is an ad. If you go to your Facebook wall, every fourth one's gonna be an ad. So we literally are just sitting here bombarded with all these things, and the algorithm got so good that now they know what you want just based on all the other things like you looked at. So like you may have went on this website and then looked up some J's or whatever, and then the new J release comes out, and then boom, they now you say, damn man, I was looking at them shoes, man, everybody I'm seeing got these shoes on because they done seen it every time you like a picture, it was them shoes. So now you feeling left out because you don't know that you put yourself in an echo chamber of all this stuff that you want. Like, for instance, if you go on my page right now, we have the same amount of friends, the same exact friends. You will see different ads of mine, yours, and his. So I'm gonna keep on seeing these ads of this house and this, that, and the third, and all these things that I want. I'm thinking, man, I ain't got it yet. It's the algorithms, man. That's playing a big part in why we feel like this, and that's how I had to understand my son and my daughter that's being raised now in this era. We grew up before the internet, so we had to be real before the internet. Now,
what's gonna happen when this algorithm, when they use this algorithm or this AI that's creating these algorithms, when they use this to run governments?
well, it's funny, like I talk about, it's like being like I watch a documentary today. I always watch some documentary that tie right to the same conversation we had later, which is weird and a coincidence, and it ain't a coincidence, right? So I was watching this where they're talking about how they train these computers to play that game where it's like where the ball come down and they hit it up, and then after 5 games it was as good as a human who'd been playing for years. After 50 tries, it had already started mastering on just working out a pattern. By the 100th game, it started hitting the ball on top of it and saving strokes. So what they're doing now is trying to use AI to start trying to weed out like cancer in people's bodies or things like that, because then they'll be able to use these complicated numbers and all types of stuff to actually fix stuff like that. So what I'm saying is one day they probably are trying to get the computer so smart that it can really finally crack that code of what's a human life, because they are using it to try to break logic. They've already got
That's what they're working on. If you, I seen Elon Musk. I seen him say that they're working on a super AI type of computer. I forgot what the exact name of it, but it's a super AI type computer.
To do what? What does it do?
They already got
shit. It's gonna run us, basically.
How?
Because
we talking about the robot.
Because it's gonna basically be like it's gonna run the internet. It's gonna be connected to the internet. Once they're connected to the internet,
destruction for all man.
Once they're connected to Web 3 or whatever they with this new blockchain.
Mm-hmm. What's more likely? Us being involved in a war with another country, or us fighting a war with robots?
I think civil war number
at this
one.
point, right now.
Or civil war is probably more likely.
Yeah, that's more likely than anything. But
well, I don't know.
Why would we get with civil war? I don't see that. I think that's propaganda. I think that's something that they try to push. But why would we have a civil war?
A civil war because a lot of people feel like they are being attacked, and a lot of them, I don't know, man. It just seems like people getting more and more guns, and they having
people get caught on eco term
like I think Donald Trump. I like Donald Trump some, all right, but I do think Donald Trump made the environment to where it's really tense, and people feel like now that they can fight back, and they feel like their shit is being taken from them a lot, and that's why a civil war would happen, because the right person to pump up any group so much, they'll fucking attack, and
Attack who?
They already attacked Washington, bro. They attacked.
That's like they
attack the government. Like I'm saying,
attack the government and anybody that fuck with them, and it's gonna be people that fuck with them to combat the people who don't fuck with. Like
they don't beat up their own Trump members at Trump rally because they was black.
Bro,
like they literally don't beat up other Trump people at Trump rally just because they was black.
Well, if they did that, I haven't heard about nothing like that. I
believe that shit.
You
I ain't seen it, but I could believe it. that.
I don't think so, man. But it could have happened. I don't know. All kind of white people done got beat up at the Trump rallies too.
So
Okay.
so the point is though, the Civil War could have easily started with the Washington shit when they attacked the attacked the White House like that.
Yeah.
Or was that the White House?
But I'm saying
What was it? That was it was the White House.
Capitol.
The Capitol.
Yeah.
They stormed the Capitol. But if the military would have came out there, any type of military personnel, and shot all the people for breaking in the Capitol like they could have done, then people would have been outraged enough that believe in that shit to take up arms and fight back.
Yeah.
A civil war is like always like damn near right on the edge of
For
happening.
it, bro.
But I'm just saying, who would the Civil War be? Like, who would be the two sides?
It will kind of be like probably damn near conservatives and liberals. Like blacks, we really ain't in the political structure to be like full of beef with nobody, not like that.
Right.
But they talk like those two groups who are basically mostly white people hate each other with a lot of spirit.
But I'm saying it's
More
like,
than black people
So think about
hate
this,
each
right.
other.
So think about this. Think about
Some.
This is what I'm
both,
saying.
It's both deep hate, but they ain't going to kill each other. But they will in a major war.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So let's say, okay, Civil War breakout.
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, how you gonna be able to identify a conservative, and a liberal? How would they be able to identify each other?
That would be something that like they will come up with on the fly. Like I mean, like you got like for instance, like we can look at Ukraine right now. There's people out there that's plain dressed out there fighting with the Ukraine military, shooting other Russians. So they
And who?
But I'm saying,
and
they're
how
the
you gonna
same
be able
people.
to identify? Because I'm sure.
well, what
I'm
about
sure
that they put on uniforms?
somebody-
Yeah, like,
Who gonna put like who would you mean?
The people are going to join militaries in police uniforms and this and that in order to identify who's against them and who's not with them. And anybody not wearing that shit is subject to get shot. So the people who don't want to get shot don't put that shit on
Yep.
in order to say I believe in what you believe in. And there it is. And
Feel me?
you're gonna have
Like
to
the
do that
blood of
shit,
Christ.
and they're
Feel
gonna
me?
identify each other.
you feel me like the blood. Feel me? Feel me like the blood.
Whoever ain't wearing this t-shirt.
Right.
Man, let's start the daggone Civil War.
He ain't gonna start it. He gonna be the one.
Like give your hurt
Printing shirts. I'm printing shirts in the war. Damn,
A
hey,
capitalist.
by the way, what side you on, nigga? What side you on? Here's your shirt for 20 as soon as you leave.
Right. He gonna be selling shirts to both sides.
Selling
Right.
shirts to both sides. That's
Capitalist.
But that's how. Hey, that's a capitalist though. You're right. You're right. That's what these capitalists do.
a capitalist. What does that mean, bro?
Okay, so for instance, like a capitalist is simply this: a person sees a need and he fulfills that need. If, like for instance, like a water boy in the hood, you feel me? You ever go to like a big place, whatever, ain't gonna be a guy out there who just went the extra block down there and got you water. He got it in the cooler right there. Boom, feel me? Buy it for $1.50. That's a capitalist.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the simple definition. Now what's the complex definition?
So the complex definition is rooted in capitalism, right? So like capitalism has a very negative connotation to it. But,
Why?
well, because they feel it is, for instance, there's too many billionaires when there's too many people sick and and poor and destitute to where they could give more. I mean,
That person that's selling you water. You the same person selling you water.
yeah.
Not that person in the everybody he done figured where he done bought everybody gave him all the money. He done found some way that everybody need water because they drink water every day.
Yep.
So he don't spend his money. He just go buy other stuff like cups and invest in cups and you know what I'm saying. And then now he on water and the cups you drink out of. And so it's like okay.
Yeah, he gonna keep building and then never put it back.
And eventually, he would eventually end up with all of the money like that.
Man, my daughter just texted me, man, and just said goodnight. That was a really cool experience right there.
Yeah, that's dope.
That was real good.
Dope. So what's the opposite of a capitalist?
So it's like anti-capitalist, which is funny, but yeah, it's basically somebody that's like, you know what I'm saying, like a person who doesn't believe in
Why is capitalism evil?
Well, to me, I don't think it's evil at all. To me, I mean, anything.
Is that what it's about?
I mean, yeah, for real.
One person ends up because they own everything indirectly.
That's what capitalism is. So, such as like Amazon, what?
How does one person end up?
Not one person, but you know, like
1%.
So we got an anti-monopoly law because of that. So but I don't see how Amazon tap dance around it. Maybe you put money in the right spot, but Amazon tap dance around.
What is it? It's supposed to be one person can't have all the shit.
So Amazon, by them saying that they're like basically a hub for other things, and that's how they can acquire this. Because I heard that now they about to start doing medicine now too. Ain't that dangerous? Like, that's the main reason, because it's dangerous. If this one person is a pipeline for all this shit.
If they
so
fuck
wait a minute,
up,
hold on, wait a
then
minute. I thought
it's
you
gonna be
said
shut down.
you was for that.
I'm for my definition of capitalism.
What's that?
Well, where, like I said before, you feel me? It is that.
You just a hustler.
You just got water. You don't own all the water. Yeah,
I don't even own all the water. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that thought process of they need this. I got that.
Yeah, you just get
not me taking this over and then bleed it out. No, I'm here. And then
Do capitalists actually ever want to do that?
absolutely, because it's good for the ecosystem. Because then you can move up further. And
No, I'm saying capitalists want, like, the people who own 1% of everything. Like, do they want to starve everybody else out?
I don't think they want to start everybody out, but it's about proxy. I mean, if I own all, like, for instance, like, think about.
they do. I think they said they do. You ever heard of the Georgia gas stones?
Yeah.
And they got these big old granite stones in Georgia, like 3 different languages and stuff. But on there it says to maintain the population under 500,000.
Yeah, it will be like the new commandments is what it's supposed to say. But
To maintain a Earth population, how many people is alive? Like 5 billion, 4 billion, 7 billion?
8 billion.
It's 8 billion people, and they want to get it down to 500,000.
look,
How? That ain't gonna work.
But then you heard one of them say what? We can get it down through vaccines and
that was Bill Gates or something like
they
that.
said that.
Yeah.
We get it down there.
What is the point to have a low Earth population like that?
Because I think, like, for instance, so I'm not saying that this is their reasoning. The only reason I can see why somebody will be that stringent on that, thinking that way, is because they have some type of knowledge that we are fucking this planet up, and we cannot continue to overpopulate this motherfucker, and we don't have enough space for all these motherfuckers. All the trash we do. Wait, I'm just telling you. And if you were the person who had to make that tough decision of, bro, either we gonna die as a species if we don't correct this shit, like we will literally become extinct.
500,000 people can't produce all the Earth's needs, man. Like, I'm saying,
But it's gonna be robots.
I just don't see 500,000. I mean, they probably worked out the math, but it could have been done wrong. I don't know, 500,000.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm just saying.
Well,
like,
all of the things that are already built on Earth, you gotta either maintain these things, or it's gonna look bad.
What? If you rebuild, if you just destroy these things and rebuild?
How 500,000 people ain't gonna be able to do that, bro? It's too many cities all over the world.
Or if you build it.
And what about the new people that are born? I mean, even when it's 500,000 people, I mean, it's gonna continue to repopulate. Like, what are you gonna do? Kill 100,000 people every year?
They said maintain the population under 500,000. That's what it says.
Yeah, but like, what is the strategy behind doing that? Are you willingly kill? I'm just saying, once people know that this is the game and this is where we at now.
I mean, like, the game is already going. I mean, we got Planned Parenthood, we got vaccinations, we got
I know that,
flu coming
but
every
we
year,
have
a cold coming every year.
You got war. You got
Yeah,
pestilence.
car accidents.
But I am saying though that not long ago the population of
No,
the Earth
that's a lot
was
of people die in car accidents every year. I'm dead serious.
the population of the Earth at one time was like 3 billion or 4 billion. Now y'all said it's 8 billion.
Going on 8 billion.
It's at least doubled, probably tripled in my lifetime.
But you think about what we said before with it's a strategic attack. Feel me? Like, they gonna knock someone out with prison, they gonna knock someone out with vaccines, they gonna make someone sterile with, you feel me, like the other stuff they do. Yeah, they're doing it selective, man.
How is oxygen produced on that earth?
Trees. It's what I heard.
Well, how can people breathe way out in the ocean? If the trees are producing all of the oxygen for the earth, like,
Wait, no, so
that's what I'm saying. How is oxygen made on the earth? Where is it at?
But I heard, so I remember when they were doing the Amazon fire, and I remember them talking about how that the ozone, well, no, what's that place called? Like Amazon is responsible for like 76% of all the air.
So if the Amazon forest burns down, then the air on Earth is gone.
Let me double check. Let me see.
And so,
Yeah.
I don't really know if all of that is true. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you say something like with that. If you read it and it say, what's the word they like to use? It ain't really facts though. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, this is theory. Yeah, this is theory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the theory. It's like, this is the theory of oxygen.
Right, that the trees is producing. How does that make sense? Like,
I feel like the trees might be filtering or something.
Okay, so I had the number correct. I had it way out. It was 20% of the world's
Oxygen, whatever it is.
where does oxygen come
Because
from?
oxygen, oxygen, why not oxygen?
Well, water is called H2O, so it is oxygen in water.
So the oxygen just steams up that part of it.
I mean, like that's
So
how
I
cloud
mean, well, why
works.
you don't get oxygen inside of the water?
What do you mean?
Oxygen is inside the water.
Okay, but if you're in the water, can you breathe?
If you got fish gills.
It just no. The answer is no. You can't.
Breathe in water.
So you can breathe on top of it, but you can't breathe underneath it. But you're saying the water is what has the oxygen
Well,
in it.
because you would drown from the water, you wouldn't.
I think
you
it's
wouldn't-
intelligent too. I think it's intelligent.
But you can't
like
breathe
us.
underwater.
I think it's intelligent beings like us that
You can breathe underwater. Look, you can fill your lungs with water. You can breathe underwater. You can breathe in water.
What?
You will breathe in water trying to get air. If you like, how do you think people like die in the water?
Well, check this out. Ooh,
But
How do you
a
drown?
breath is something that you are taking in and exhaling. That's
That's
a
for
breath.
baby. You know how babies are born underwater?
No, because you can hold your breath.
Wait, you know how babies are born underwater?
Yes.
Like, so if a baby don't take their first breath, they're gonna die.
Huh?
If a baby don't take their first breath, you know how babies are born underwater. You know how babies are born underwater.
Yeah.
They don't. They die.
It's because of that umbilical cord. Bro, we over being news, bro. Let's look this up.
Well, I'm saying you can't breathe underwater. But
that's
it's
what
water. I'm saying we're out
saying
here. We're
water.
trying to figure out where oxygen comes from.
Because we was in water, we in the belly, we in the water, we in water.
Right.
So we breathe.
Seamen. You come from the sea. You come from the sea, and so evolution is completely fake to you.
Evolution.
Yeah,
it's
that we
kinda
came from them animals. We was like a rat before and a dog.
Nah,
They
I don't
said
think we evolved from animals. I believe in evolution. I don't feel like we evolved from
from animals. What
I think
about?
things evolve.
Because nothing is still evolving now.
Like, as far as
All these different
I think things
species.
adapt. I would say, yeah, things adapt. That's what I would say. I don't think things evolve. I think things adapt.
That shit is so crazy.
Okay, so I found an answer for the
Oxygen.
Yeah, about the baby situation, right? So the question was, how does a baby not drown in water burn? They say when they are born in water, their body behaves as if they are still in the womb until they take their first breath of air, at which point their lungs open up.
Right, that's what I just said. So if a baby don't take their first breath, will they die?
No. So a baby born in water stays in water.
And they breathe in water.
That's what I'm saying.
They're breathing in the water.
We just unpacked that mermaids are real, y'all, on this podcast.
That's what I was saying about.
Damn. So if a mermaid, oh no. If a baby is born in the water and they just swim forever.
I know. I'm just saying. Like,
Damn, can they just go down to the bank, to the floor of the pool and just stay down there?
I don't know. That's what I was asking. I don't know. But I was thinking about this though. This is what I was trying to tell y'all. If y'all
That's crazy.
That I've been saying that whole this for a minute, bro. It's people.
I feel like it's people in the ocean.
Right.
Why are our lungs so important?
I mean,
That inflation moment, like you can't put it back.
Damn. People just born in the water and stay there.
Yep.
I feel like especially if they're talking about we evolved.
So, or wherever we came from.
If you feel like
Everything came out the water.
I feel like the Most High.
Bro, everything came out the water, bro. Like,
Because
our bodies have much water.
This is what I was going to small. You know what I'm saying? He divided the water. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if we intelligent and we're not in the water, I feel like it's just people that's intelligent that has us.
For sure.
Or people that you say with souls. I feel like people with souls.
Uh-oh.
Could it be in the form of a whale, like a killer whale or a dolphin?
I'm talking about like
A human being.
or people that because
See, what I was getting to as far as when I was saying like as far as with life, you know what I'm saying?
What is his meaning of life then?
What makes us more alive
Mhm.
than like let's say a plant or animal or a fish, you know what I'm saying? What makes us more alive is our consciousness. You know what I'm saying? It's because we are conscious. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes us more alive than a dog.
We only care about animals that we don't eat.
you know dogs can feel all the time.
No. What I'm trying to say is, we don't be mad with like a chicken. Like, we didn't care about chicken going extinct. We didn't care about no other food animal. Like, we don't care. But if we love dogs, then like if we give it a pet.
Yeah, he's saying animals you don't eat, you care about.
Yeah.
But if you do eat them, it's just a cow getting killed. Fuck it.
Yeah.
If somebody go out in the street and kill a dog, and then it's fucking just
Yeah.
it's murder charge on you.
Right.
Oh,
But-
yeah, for real, that's crazy.
That's fucked up. And I don't even get into that. I think that's messed up.
You bring him a chicken neck, like he's alive, he's walking, he get up every morning, see his little chicken babies.
Yeah, I feel like
You
that's
walk and
crazy.
snatch this nigga up, well, like chicken
You
bill,
disrupt
chicken
the
bill.
man's life, you disrupt the person's life for the dog's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put that much value.
It's a wild time. I ain't got an issue with that. I think
Like, I feel like
Wait.
But
So-
like, you get punished like for doing something to a dog. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely, bruh.
Yeah, I feel like that's messed up. Y'all feel
No,
like-
I don't think it's messed up. What your real problem is, people should get in trouble for hurting cows and chickens and the other animals as well. But you don't feel, because hurting a dog is fucked up and you shouldn't do that. Like, nothing should be hurting anything else.
Well,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't feel like you should. Yeah, that's.
If you do it, you
shouldn't
need
get
to.
charges. You're not gonna get charges. But I don't feel like you should get charges for hurting another animal because at the same time, when you're coming out to survival, you don't have to.
Survival is one thing, but just to go
Yep.
and murder somebody's dog.
Intent is always different. Like if it's you and another person out on the raft fighting and you survive, you cannot be charged for you protecting your own life. But if you just go take them out in the ocean and whoop their ass and kill them on purpose, then you going to prison.
Well, what about guns then? Why we even got guns then?
The boomstick.
You know what I'm saying?
Some
Some people got news.
well, some people say, yeah, we got guns to protect ourselves, and that's what everybody say. But people get up and then become the person that needs to
Yeah.
be shot
Because
for
if you look
fucking
at
with
it like
somebody
this,
else.
do guns protect more than they murder? Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
Nah,
think so.
hell nah.
Right. So
Not
it's
at
like,
all.
okay, so it's like, hold on, wait a minute.
We can look at other civilizations that don't have guns. Like like the UK don't have guns. Like the policemen walk around with a baton, and they're fine.
What's the murder rate over there?
Probably less.
Way less. I ain't gotta look this up, but I
I
will.
wonder what country's got the highest murder rate in the world.
Oh, here we go. Highest
Probably
murder.
America
America, I think so too.
or China because they got the most people.
Dude, damn, I'm saying like Chinese people murder each other.
All right, so whoa, you guys will be surprised.
What is it?
The top 10 highest murder rates per
South
capita.
America somewhere.
El Salvador.
Yeah.
So number 2 is Honduras. Number 3 is Venezuela. Number 4 is United States Virgin Islands. Niggas getting killed in the Virgin Islands, that bad.
That's the cartel over there, though. That's the drug.
Jamaica's next. Lesotho, never heard that one. Belize, St. Vincent and Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, and South Africa. The highest rate is 61.7% murder rate per 100,000 people.
61%?
61%. So out of 100,000 people, 61 of people are gonna get murdered.
Out of 100,000
1,000 people, 61 of them are dead. That's
No,
per
that's
hour.
Out of
more.
1,000 people.
That's more. That's 61,000, ain't it? Out of
You said
100,000.
61%, nigga, that's more than half.
Yeah. If 100,000.
So 100,000.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, my bad. I did the percentage wrong. Yeah.
It's
So
6
more than half. So yeah. So
It's 6.1% or
61.
61.7.
Damn. So out of 100 people, 61.
100,000 people.
Well, just say 100 though.
100,000 people.
Yeah.
But just 100 for easy math.
Yeah. Out of 100 people,
67 of them are getting murdered.
61 of them.
61.7.
Yeah. So like
61.
62.
Yeah.
So that's like out of 2 people.
Both of them. Out of three people, 2 of them get
2 of
killed.
them getting killed. Or out of 2, one of them, both of y'all getting shot. One of y'all gonna die.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Everybody getting it over there.
Damn. And so America's not even in the top 10. But do you know?
Oh yeah. What? Yeah. Well,
Virgin Islands.
Yeah, Virgin
That
Islands.
ain't no United States.
Yeah.
But, damn, you know what? The fucked up part about that is all of them countries was like South American and a couple of African countries.
Yeah. Like it wasn't no British. It wasn't no.
Well, see, those
Like I
countries are
thought
cartel
Australia would be
countries,
up there like that.
Those countries are ran by the cartel countries.
But they still black though. It don't matter. It's they black countries killing each other. So what now? We gotta be tough. And why do black people ain't killing each other so much, man? That was it. Like I sat and listened to that.
Why? Same reason why we call each other niggas. That's.
I think the simple answer is.
Do they
obvious
count?
answer.
Do they count? What about wars? Well, white people don't really go to war with each other.
They don't count it though.
I'm saying that they do
Bro,
they do more than they.
That's my meme for him, bro.
Look, they do in certain spots, but I'm talking about like the consistency of black people killing each other every day. You know, for like 20 years straight, and then let's say you got 1,000 murders for a year. Maybe that's a lot. Like probably like what, 200, 300, 400 murders a year in a bad place, a bad city. So 400 times 10 years, that would only be 4,000 murders.
Listen.
Compared to a white war, like the World War II, and I think that they killed 1.5 million in one battle.
What?
The Battle of Stalingrad, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll do you one better. Before Brazil got invaded by the French, right? They looked just like the people from Africa. But now you see when they hair all like that, they killed all the men and raped all the women.
Mm.
Now, genetically changed the whole continent. and we want to talk about Ray Ray and Pookie that's beefing. Bro, they never changed.
That's that mixed blood inside them. So part of that shit gotta go to the French too. You just can't say it's all niggas at this point, like what you're saying.
Exactly. I mean, like, you gotta think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for all those, like,
and they've been involved in a lot of wars too.
Bro, like, for instance, you can tell how many times a country got colonized, taken over by how many different languages that the country speak. Like, find out how many different languages are in Africa. That's how many times they've been invaded and places were taken and colonized from other places.
Something else too that I'm thinking about. Like, yes, black people do kill each other from this list that you came. That list seemed like propaganda too. But even so, even if the list is real and all these black countries are just kind of like got to kill each other's citizens and shit, like, it still don't add up to the amount. Like, black people have never had major wars.
Right.
Like the damn the wars that we hear about. World War I, World War II,
right.
The American Revolutionary War.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you keep going.
All kind of wars and conquering territories and shit. Like, man, we don't hear that shit. And so those got to be counted as kind of like, when you say black on black crime, that's got to be counted as like a war. Like, a war sounds more.
It's the same thing when
it's
the same thing when like they were talking about rioters and looters. And
exactly.
When they ran into the Capitol, it's called an insurrection. It's like they put cute words on.
I'm thinking about this though, bro. I'm thinking about this though. Like, you see how they just like
they do it
just take over. What's stopping us from printing 8 billion T-shirts and just be like, if you don't put on one of our T-shirts, we gonna kill you. It's like how they do. What's stopping us from doing it?
the law.
I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm saying. This is what fuck the law type shit is like. What's stopping a nigga? Like how they do it. Like, what's stopping us from doing it?
Because number one, you are comfortable enough that you won't do it.
Yeah.
You have absolutely no reason to do that because you don't have a plan on what to do if you was to win. Like, and do what? Like, I'm not trying to say like it's not a bad place or anything, but man, before when slavery was happening and it was like really physically hard and you have to work all day and get beaten and children getting raped and sold and all of that shit, man, that was a time when you might do that.
Yeah.
And just,
it's the same shit.
It's not the same shit right now, bro. You have to be real, or else your whole argument is invalid, bro.
Because them niggas
it's not the same shit.
Thing we're thinking right now.
Bro, the fact that we can sit here and have this conversation just proves that it's not even close.
Bro, it's not the same thing as your daughters get. I mean, it might be on like a spiritual level with all the programming and shit that's done on TV and all of this. So they might take your children and sell them and steal them or whatever. But it's not them coming into your slave quarters and physically taking your wife out and raping her and sending her back to the, like, do you know how that was enough to make you fucking go to war and fight and kill?
Yes.
And right now we might look at this time 200 years from now and say, that was the time I would have fought and killed, bro, when they still denied me loans.
Back then was comfortable too. They was comfortable. You had some people that did fight, and you know what I'm saying? There was people back there that stayed a lot more than what
you said they still house niggas today.
Right. I'm just saying they was comfortable back then, comfortable enough to stay in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Or scared, or programmed, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They kept them in that situation. It's the same thing with today.
Well, a lot of them people who stayed in the situation of being comfortable and all of that, man, I would think that they are just as or tougher than what we are today.
Yes.
And I think that they knew what they was doing. They found a way out of that shit.
Right. And then like
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to sit back and say something about some people that went through some shit like that.
Yeah.
If that shit is even real, like
like especially if like I didn't get a chance to experience it for myself. You know what I mean? It's like I can't ever put a merit on how hard something was. You know what I mean? Like SMED can talk about how hard the day was, but I really don't know if I can put that weight on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that like historically as well. It's like, but for what I've seen and hearing and doing my own research on it, bro, that ain't nothing. Like what we going through, bro, is.
Man, people sum up a whole lifetime and a whole era of shit in like 10 words. You know, they be like, man, shit, and then we had slavery in America, you know, and then after that we said, but like that little blurb is not shit. Like you have to go in and just experience them stories of. Man, I mean, selling somebody's child, bro, is the worst fucking thing that you could ever do, bro. And that's the type of shit that's not forgiven.
What is evil in?
Selling somebody's child, raping somebody's child, getting somebody's child pregnant, enslaving your own child, killing your brother, killing your sister, you know, and everybody's your brother and sister.
What about not being a good tenant of the earth?
I think that's evil. Evil is everywhere, bro.
I think evil is the opposite of love.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know what I'm saying?
Love your heart, love your brother, love everybody. Don't.
That's what I'm saying. I just think that it's the opposite of love.
I called a talk show this one time. I was about to tell y'all about this earlier. They was going in on, I think maybe Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. I think Jesse Jackson had a baby.
Yeah, I saw Jesse.
And it wasn't by his wife or something. So they was going in, all white talk show, going in on this brother, like just like he had a baby, Jesse just making a fool of him, just mocking him. So I called in. And I was like, these were some smart guys too that I was talking to, because they was like hilarious, just going in and saying, oh, they real, they shit. But I was like, went the fuck off, but in a good, solid, organized way. But I was yelling, and I was like, my main point was like, I'm like, you know, y'all talk about Jesse Jackson. I said, but about him having this child, I said, well, what could be more evil than raping a woman and then having a baby with her and then taking your own child and putting it in slavery on the air? And they said, who did that? I said, it was rampant during slavery. Man, but it was dead air on their radio show.
Wow.
I shut them motherfuckers up. It was the toughest shit ever, bro. I felt so like on fire after I said that, because I put shit in perspective. Like you talking about black men ain't good fathers, black men ain't this, black men ain't that. But damn it, look at what you've done.
Yeah.
Fucking slaving your own child, raping. Even if that black woman claims she liked you, you still fucking raped her.
Right.
She only did that shit to not be beaten and tore down.
Right.
You sell somebody's child.
To own the person, to sell a person, or to own the person.
You sell them to another complete state, and they never see their child again.
That's evil.
Yeah, to treat
Our daughters,
like he's
my daughters,
is just pure evil.
bro, to come in and take my 15-year-old daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, and sell her with like my grandson or something. Nah, bro. This shit was lit. A fucking auction every
that
fucking.
That will push you to be with the mindset that you want. That's the difference. That shit right there is why we ain't enslaved.
That is some shit.
Cause that's when it's that real. When it's that fucking real, that's when the fuck you been sitting on your ass.
Selling your son, cause he's strong and he can get the slave master that got fucked up and now he needs some money, so he come and sell your son. That's his asset. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up part about what's this so-called slave experience that they say happened. That's fucked up. And like, you know, you trying to sum up slavery, like we had slavery in America, but now that's a thing of the past. You know what I mean? Like,
critical race theory shit.
Like, well, they want you to shut the fuck up about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing but a summation of some words now. It's like, that was slavery. It's over. It's,
and I feel like by doing that and then treating them like that is basically telling you how they really feel about you. And if we don't understand that, then that's on us. You feel me? If we sit there and we just be like,
that's why I can't understand what's going on.
Act like we equal, or act like we cool, or we all like they say that this.
That's why I can't understand them, like people who got the mindset that the government should take care of you in any certain type of way. Like a woman should never go and get public housing, and a man should not want his woman nor take advantage of public housing.
So what about the women without?
They got to get it. They can't be without.
What about the
they gotta go get it.
The older generation.
They gotta make it. They gotta make it happen.
You know what I'm saying? They can't work.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's always an exception to the rule, but it shouldn't be whole public housing fucking communities where nobody is paying rent or nobody is owning the property that they live in. Women, you gotta stop going to take them fucking handouts from the government because they don't like you and they're never getting you anything. It's a trap, a setup, and it's a fucking, that's the shit that they do to make you poor by giving you little but comfortable enough because you don't really gotta work. So it traps you into not getting to your highest positive purpose. And a man should not ever fucking accept his child living in public housing. I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to, like, you don't know this right now, so if this is happening to you right now, I'm not condemning you because it's been taught that it's okay. But I'm telling you now, as a different perspective, it's not okay. And you should be fucking doing everything you can to take care of your wife, your woman that you got pregnant, and give her a place to stay, and y'all build together. And even if you would have to take another wife in order to make this thing work and be able to stand on your own 2 feet, 3 people coming together and getting this shit together, we should be doing that. It's more respectable for you to have a husband that has 2 wives and y'all working together, functioning as a team.